Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you're having a good day. As always, I'm really excited about today's video because I'm finally going to share something that I've talked about ever since my passive income video, and that is my rental property. Okay, there's a story behind it that I want you guys to understand, and I think there's something for you to learn if you are thinking about getting into real estate investing or property management. Also, I think there's something for you to learn if you're considering kind of buying your first home in the near future. I think there's lessons to be learned from this, or at least that's my goal, but that's what I want to talk about today. Now, before we get started, please, if you're not a subscriber already, please hit the subscribe button. If you are a subscriber and you want to see more videos like this, please do not forget to hit that thumbs up button, comment, you know what to do, but every little bit of support really helps this channel grow. Now, back to the topic on hand, my rental property, my condo. Let me just explain that when I first bought this condo, it wasn't me just saying, hey, I'm going to buy a rental property and I'll never live in it. I'm just going to immediately, get a tenant and put someone in there. That's not it. I actually bought this condo for myself to live in first. So that's kind of one important piece of information to understand going in. Now, having said that, let me go ahead and just show you a few clips of the apartment itself. There's no one in there right now. My tenant is moving in here shortly, so this is probably the only time I'll be able to do this. But this is my condo. I bought it in 2013 for $119,000. I put about $28,000 down, which is not a small amount, but at the end of the day, I needed to put at least 20% down to avoid paying mortgage insurance. And if you don't know what that is, definitely look into it. It's not the biggest place. It's not the fanciest place. I definitely like everything about it, but it's not, the end-all be-all place. And that's what I want to talk about a little bit, because you don't need to go big in order to start off. So that's what my condo looks like. Again, it's not the biggest place. It's not the perfect place. I wish I had more natural lighting. There's a lot of things that I wish I had, but overall, it's a great unit. Like I said, I bought it in 2013 for $119,000. I think as of right now, I could probably sell it for somewhere around like $170,000, $173,000, but I have no intention of doing that, right? Because the fact that it generates a monthly revenue is more important to me right now than just unloading it and getting a fat sum of cash. All right, so next what I want to do is talk about why I bought this condo specifically. And for those that are considering buying their first home, hopefully you can see some things that will help you in making your decision on which home to buy. Likewise, if you're thinking about getting into real estate investing, here's some things that I've noticed now that I've got my first unit and I'm officially a landlord. All right, so the number one reason I chose this unit specifically is that it was cheap. Okay, for the area that I'm in Austin, Texas, for all of the restaurants and the bars and movie theaters and grocery stores, everything that literally surrounds this unit, it was so cheap. I thought it was actually a steal. I think far too many people spend as much money as they can, right? As much money as the bank approves them for, because they assume, oh, I should get the nicest house that I can for my money, and I don't think that's necessarily what you should do. The number two reason why I bought this unit is that it's actually the nicest cheap place that I could find, right? Yes, I could have spent less money than $119,000, but also at that point I was getting something that was a far less quality. Okay, so there is a balance, right? Do I want to spend $20,000 less but live in a dump? Or do I want to spend $20,000 less, live in a dump that I have to pay to then fix up? No, right? This was something that was turnkey. It was already pretty affordable, and it was just kind of a no-brainer at that point. So oftentimes I would recommend people to buy the nicest, cheapest home that they can actually live in. Third, I actually bought this unit because it was small. Right? And that may run counter to what a lot of people want, especially me, like in Texas, where, there's that saying that bigger is better and that everything's bigger in Texas. Well, I don't want some massive, insane property. I actually think it comes with a lot of downsides. I love the fact that my place is a little bit smaller. It's only 650 square feet. But because of that, well, my purchase price was lower, my property taxes are lower, my insurance is lower, my utility bills are lower, I have to spend less time cleaning the unit, I have to spend less money on furniture trying to fill the place up. There are so many inherent benefits into getting a smaller place, right? If you own a, 2,800 square foot house, do you know how much money it's going to take to fill that house up with just stuff? right? Well, having a small place like mine, I need like an entertainment center, a couch, bed, and not much else. Really, as far as furniture goes, not much else. So I think it's very efficient because of that, right? It's also more efficient from an energy standpoint. So do not feel that a smaller place is somehow poor, or bad. I have owned a house before this condo. It was a little over 2,000 square feet, and I much prefer my 650 square foot house over that. This house that I'm living in now, it's a little bit kind of in between. It's right at about 1,000 square feet, so it's not huge by any means. But the main thing is, smaller is not always a bad thing. Lastly, I bought this unit because it fit me. I'm not talking about feng shui or energy or anything like that, but as soon as I stepped into the unit, I toured it, found out what it looked like. I just knew that it was kind of right for me. It felt right. It was turnkey. I didn't really have to do a whole lot. It was in a good part of town. It was affordable. I could put down my 20+%. It just worked for me. I don't know how else to say it, but whenever you're touring a property and you figure, okay, mathematically this all makes sense. Do I want to live in here? You'll kind of know. So those are the main reasons why I bought that unit specifically. Now what I want to do is kind of talk about just the generic advice that I can give you, and some of it may sound like repeating information, but this is going to be what I've learned after 4 years of having this unit. I lived in it for 2 years and I've rented it out for about 2 years now. So this is what I've learned. When you're looking to buy a home, right, don't just look at solving that immediate need of, oh, I need a place to live, let's go buy something. Also try to make it something that will help you out in the future. Make it an investment. I'm not just talking about you buy it for this price and you sell it for this price, right? Find a way to make it work for you, whether it's Airbnb in the meantime or you're going to rent it out later on like I did. Find some way to make it work for you, okay? Robert Kiyosaki says, rich people buy assets and poor people buy liabilities. Well, to a certain degree, a home can be a liability. It's not earning you any money. It could appreciate over time when you sell it, but at the end of the day, that's not what's happening right away. You've got your mortgage, you got bills, you got furniture. All it is doing is causing you to lose money. So find a way for it to make you money. Next, I would say do not buy the most expensive home that you can. I said this earlier, a lot of people say, okay, well the bank approved me for a $400,000 loan for a house, therefore I should spend $400,000. Or even after I put my down payment, I want my home loan to be $400,000. Don't look at it that way. Okay, what you should do instead is find the best deal you can. Find a way to use your resources, your money, most efficiently. Okay, that's actually going to be a far better decision for you rather than just what's the biggest, nicest house that I can get. Lastly, I would say that you will be much happier. I'm much happier owning something that I know that I can manage. Okay, this condo was a lot cheaper than the first house that I purchased, and that first house, I needed to sell it after a few years, and even though I made money, before it was sold, that monthly payment was far more than I wanted to pay because I actually had 4 people living with me, and then it was just down to 2, and so now my mortgage just got a lot more expensive. And when I had the condo, I didn't need to worry about it. Literally, if it was just me in there and that was okay, I had no problem worrying about that payment. So if you get something that you fully understand that you will be able to manage, even if it's just by yourself, that will make you far more comfortable than, again, living in the nicest home that you can get, the biggest home that you can get, the most expensive home you can get, right? Try to make it something that you can manage. You will be so much happier and it will be so much easier for you in the long run. So that's what I have to share on the subject. Obviously there's more to talk about. I will be creating more videos, but this is one of the few times that my unit was cleared out. No one's in there for a few days, so I want to record it, make this video, share it with you guys. Hopefully you learned something from it. If you did, again, like, subscribe, comment, check out my Patreon page. But thank you so much for watching. Take care. I'll see you next time.
Hey guys, thanks again for watching this video. I hope you learned something new from it and you were able to strengthen your financial position. I'm going to keep coming out with more videos, so please stay tuned, but go ahead and like, subscribe, comment, and have a good day.